What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Project Zomboid. So from here on out, we're going to be transitioning this series. It's going to be a little bit different than it was previously. The main difference being is that it's probably going to turn into like a one-off series. The point that I'm trying to get to right here, and I'm struggling with it, is that Project Zomboid lacks a lot of the content that's required in order to keep the game going without the interaction with other people. And so, for example, let's take H1Z1, remove human interaction from that, and how much would there actually be to do inside of the game? Now, the difference is that Project Zomboid was always intended, as far as I know, to be a single-player game. But for right now, you're going to run out of content pretty quickly. So for today, what I had wanted to do was, unfortunately, I guess our crops need to be watered. I had been doing some research, so first things first, let's talk about the things that I did that made things worse. Yeah, I can still make it rhyme. I can still make this work. So what I did is I used almost 100 nails, and I just sat around for like an entire day barricading and unbarricading a window trying to get our carpentry leveled up. My carpentry is now sitting almost at level 3. We can start to do the, I'm sorry, almost at level 2. Once we get to level 2, we can start to do a few interesting things. At level 1, we can build a wood deck, and at level 1, we can build, I think, drawers, and that's about it. Neither of those things really inherently interest me that much, and so unfortunately, in between episodes, I'm still going to be trying to grind out carpentry, but we arrived at our next recording session without me getting that done, so unfortunately for today, I'm going to sideline that for a little while just because it's boring. I mean, spending 35 to 45 minutes barricading a window and unbarricading a window, just trying to get your skill level up is just like, meh. It doesn't do something for me there. It doesn't stimulate as I thought it would, but for right now, what we probably should do, I'd like to investigate the possibility of going to the river, and yeah, let's try that. Let's go to the river. Where's my fishing rod at? Let's go down to the river. Let's see if we can go fishing for a little while. We'll see if we can do something with that mechanic right there. I think that sounds like a lot of fun. I think that's something that, oh, there's a bunch of stuff inside my inventory. Why is there a bunch of stuff inside my inventory? Alright, we'll put that over there. God, that Don Knotts shit. Why are there so many ostriches? Oh my god. Don Knotts was the greatest. I don't want to be disrespectful right here. Don Knotts was very much a comedic legend here in the United States. I don't know if he's like globally famous or not. But anyways, let's throw, we got the flashlight, the duct tape. Throw that in there. Okay. The man was a national treasure is what I'm getting at. Very, very, very precious. Actually, I kind of like his brand of humor because he always managed to be fairly clean while at the same time still being hilarious, mostly off facial expressions and things like that. It's a difficult thing to do. As somebody that on the daily acts buffoonish and tries to be funny, I can tell you that it's so much easier just to be filthy. Like, seriously, being filthy is the easiest way to get people to laugh. It's the cheap laugh. But, like, doing it cleanly and being able to do it, like, while delivering a witty line is so much more difficult. It takes effort all day. I have minor injuries. Why do I have minor injuries? Oh, yeah, aren't I burned or something like that? Yeah, I am. I got hit with a sick burn. They were like, your hair looks like it came from the 1960s. They're like, ah! And then the flash went off. It was like a nuclear explosion in my front yard. It seems like it's going to take me a while to ramp up today. It's probably because it will. I don't know. I've been exhausted lately. I got a kitten like the last week or two, and he has just been, I'm not going to say a nightmare because I love the little guy dearly, but honestly, he turned out to be a lot more labor than I thought. Like, he's very, very little, he's very, very needy, and he needs like constant 100% attention all the time. Otherwise, he's just like a mess. Like, he can't find the food bowl himself, he can't find the litter box himself. You know what I mean? Like, everything that he does, it needs a little bit of hand holding or a little bit of help, and I forgot my fishing rod, didn't I? Damn it. Alright, all the way back to base we go. What a day. Oh man, now there's zombies everywhere too. I wonder if it's even worth it right now. God, they are just everywhere, are they not? Our panic is actually pretty high. It looks like it goes down pretty quickly, though. Now, it didn't used to, so our panic used to stay up for a long-ass time. Now it looks like it fades off slowly, which is pretty good. I've got all of this entire area cleared out of zombies for the most part. I mean, not all of them. There's still a couple sort of like dawdling around, but I think if I got rid of them, it would make the area a little bit more boring. Down here's where we wiped out all the other zombies, and unfortunately, we're going to have to take a little rest right here, too, because that jog is going to get us into trouble. I think the river is that way, and so if we just move off in that direction, at some point, we should be able to accomplish something equitable here. Let's go, and the other reason I wanted to go down there is I was going to fill a bucket up with water and see if I could water some of these crops when I got back. So it was sort of like a dual-purpose mission. Let's go down in here, although that is not to say we'd be aiming pistols at our friends or anybody else who has slighted us and been like, "Ye knave, be back, pacow! You have belly shot me, and now I shall die." That's my impression of every duel from like the 1700s and the 1800s. They're like, I am angry for you have eyebrowed me wrong at a party. Therefore, let us go in the backyard and shoot each other over some misplaced sense of honor. Aha! I'm like, God, we're going to kill each other over it? Really? Can't I just like punch you and then we'll be good? Like we could roll around and then like maybe become friends afterwards? Just like get all this aggression out? Like take care of it? But no, we got to shoot each other, huh? All right. In an age where there's no antiseptics available, and being shot is most assuredly a way to lose a limb. All right, whatever. I'm not trying to question it or anything. I just think it's kind of a waste of my life and your life. Well, it doesn't look like it wants me to... Can I fill up water bottles anywhere? I know I had a bathtub around here that I still had not tapped into. There we go. You get it? Tapped into, huh? Tapped into. See, there's a tap on my bathtub. Good. We got a couple more water bottles for right now. The reason the water bottles are empty is because I was an idiot and I used my water bottles to water all of my crops outside. So anyway, let's grab a tuna can right here. One of the things that I've noticed about the tuna can, I don't know. Wait, I've got carrots right here? Well, I should eat those then. But anyways, one of the things that I've noticed is most tuna cans here in the United States, I know the development team is from abroad somewhere, but anyways, just in terms of realism, tuna cans come with their own key here. You don't have to like use a can opener on them. In game, you have to use a can opener on them, but a can of tuna, it's got a little pull tab on it here where you can just grab it and it opens just like a can of kitty food. So I figured I would bring that up just in case the developers ever stumble through. There are certain things, dog food cans as well. They have their own little pull tab on the top. The cans that don't are pretty much the other ones. Like anything with vegetables in it, those tend to not have a pull tab. Chef Boyardee, it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes Chef Boyardee does, sometimes they don't. I don't know. Let's fight with some zombies for a minute. Yeah, fall down. Fall down and fall back, zombie. Ooh, this one's fresh. This one's still got some color left in its cheeks. Stop it. Stop it. I would like it very much if you would all stop these shenanigans right now. There we go. That's the kind of explosive resolution. Oh, nope. That's the kind of explosive resolution I was looking for. Just that insta-jib. There we go. If I can clear them off the road, I think that would be alright too. I don't know if I should waste an axe on it. There had been some conversation in the comments that using the axe on zombies was actually sort of a waste. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not as experienced with the game as I used to be. Back when the game first came out on Steam, I used to play it a lot, and so anymore there have been some significant changes to the flow of the gameplay, but I do think that the hammer is probably going to be subpar for what we're attempting to do right here, and so I may go back and get a baseball bat or at least something that'll do a little bit better damage as we move up and down the road, because I am planning on killing as many zombies as possible to make a sort of corridor through to the water. Let's go back over to here. Now, what was the reason? The reason that we were going back, so I wanted to answer this for anybody that might have missed a couple episodes. So if you missed a few episodes, why are we trying to level up carpentry right now? We're leveling up carpentry simply because we have to have it leveled in order to make water barrels, which will save us a whole bunch of trips down to the river. That's the big thing that I'm worried about right now, is that traveling down to the river to get water, it is a long walk, and it's one of those things that it's not arduous, but it does eat up a lot of time. And so because I'm a YouTuber filming a series right here, I have to approach this in a different way than I would that if I was playing alone. If I was playing alone, running down to the river every couple days with a few buckets and throwing those all in the backpack would be perfectly fine. But since it's all going to be on camera, I have no desire to turn this into a thing that has to recurringly happen like every other episode just so that we can have water and continue to survive. The game has changed in such a way where you don't actually need water barrels anymore. Instead, you can fall back on going to the river to get water if you're close enough, and in fact, I would recommend making a base alongside some water at one point or another just in case, so that if it doesn't rain for a while, or if you go into like a summer phase where there's no water for a while, you can actually just go down to the river and handle your biz. But for right now, there we go. So that's going to be one down. Let me see if I can get another one right here. Our skills with the blunt are getting pretty high. I was taking a look at this actually in between episodes, and we're almost level 3. We've killed a lot of people right here. We have guard, which I think guard actually affects how well you shove people. I don't know exactly what guard does. There's no parry key as of right now, so you can't use your bat to deflect attacks. But what I can tell you is that, oh good, we have minor exertion right after I tried to rest at the house and the game wouldn't let me. That makes me happy. I should be able to rest whenever I want to get rid of that little internal meter, because now I'm going to be sitting here wasting durability on my bat trying to kill this thing for weeks at a time. Here, let's go into one of these houses and we'll rest inside of there. Like this one, maybe? I don't know if all these doors have been opened yet. Yeah, they have. Okay, so since we got the door open, we can actually sit down and conceivably we can rest right here. I'm going to give it till maybe... Yeah, there we go. Give it an extra 40 minutes just in case to drain that off. You can't rest whenever you want. You actually have to wait until your exertion hits maximum, or your exertion hits the minimum little emoji or whatever the hell it is. And then once it does that, you can finally go back in. Well, we didn't even make it to the river today. There are a lot of zombies around, though, which is concerning. I might have to find a new route over here. This one is looking very, very unobliging. Yeah. Well, I'm just going to keep it straight like west to east right now because I don't want to get any complicated directions mashed into this, like going up and down back roads and things like that. I want to be able to find my way home pretty easily, and by going in this direction, I think we should be alright. I thought there was a river up this way, so I may be wrong, but I swear I thought there was a river up this way. Yeah, there's a Zed right there. Lovely little fresh one, too. He's actually, you can tell by the skin color, in case you were wondering. The skin color is how you determine how fresh they are. So there's the river right there. What can we do with the river? We could fill up our water bottles. Okay, and what does that affect? I brought a cooking pot with me just in case. I would assume that we probably should not kill zombies anywhere near the water. So let's not do that. However, if I can handle any part of this, that would be great. Kill off a few of you. We'll check the bodies, even though in my experience there's no point checking the bodies. I rarely, if ever, get gear off any of the bodies. I used to get it all the time, and in fact, if we were talking about this at the time that I did my Project Zomboid stream, I would say that there's totally a point in looting the zombies, but as of right now, I don't think I've seen loot in probably, well, how many zombies have we killed? We haven't gotten any loot this entire time. And so actually I could tell you 100% we've killed 350 zombies and we've seen 0 baseball bats, 0 loot, no nothing off any of them. And so I think that at this point they've nerfed the zombie loot to the extent where it's almost not worth it anymore just to even check. Like, it's just kind of a waste of your time in my opinion. Some people will obviously disagree with that. I don't know. Let's fill the cooking pot real fast. Did that just work right there? Or how does this work? Oh, you got to do it right from the edge. Okay. And now does this count as, it counts as tainted water. But the fact that it's tainted should not matter that much if it comes to watering crops. So anyways, the other thing that I wanted to attempt here is I wanted to go fishing. Do I have to bring anything with me when I go fishing? Here, let's try this. How do I cast this out? Do I need to bait and tackle it maybe? I guess not. So how do I get this to fire? I bet I need to use like bait and tackle or something like that. The burn is taking forever to go away. I don't know if that's by design, but the burn's been on our arm now for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. It is taking quite a bit of time to get that burn to go away, especially considering the fact that it was completely and totally an accident. Didn't mean to burn myself when it happened. It just sort of, I didn't think I was that close to the fireplace. We created a fire pit in the backyard for anybody that missed it, and we burned ourselves on it because, I don't know, video games and fire pits. I've come to loathe the fact that some games actually put like burn mechanics in because I find that they never work properly. Like in The Long Dark, it's very easy to burn yourself to death. In Project Zomboid, it's very easy to burn yourself to death. And over and over and over again, the thing that I start to see with survival games is they take things too seriously. Like, it's a little tiny campfire. You're not going to burn yourself to death in it. Can we just assume for a second that our character is just not a complete and utter moron? Because that's like really, I think the ultimate point is that most people are not going to step into their fire, run their hands across a fiery log or anything like that. But the game assumes that if you stand too close to the fire, that that's indeed what your character has done. And so I think a little bit of the benefit of the doubt needs to be given to these digital constructs every now and again to sort of like smooth over the gameplay experience, especially in the case of Zomboid and Long Dark, which are the 2 games that I think are the most egregious offenders when it comes to like fires injuring you for no reason whatsoever. Just like standing too close to them. So let's go up in here. We'll get back to our base. I guess I probably need to bait and tackle it or something like that. They must have added a new step. The last time I went fishing, you could actually just do it with the rod. You just went down to the river with the rod and it worked. And so I suppose I must be a little bit ill-informed. But for right now, I'm not ill. I am informed poorly though, so take from that what you will. Now with this thing of water over here, let me dump off these 2 water bottles because I think it's important. We're a little bit winded. Where's our, there we go. We'll take this right here because I don't want it to dump water out of my good receptacles. Instead, what I wanted to do is let's zoom in now. And so how do we do this here? Does it do this to all of these? Like I have to, oh, that's kind of tedious. Okay. So I guess I got to go through, oh, we ran out of water already. Wow, that takes a considerable amount of water. So maybe I should use, do I have one of those little watering cans or whatever? I don't think that I do. I have a kettle. But I don't know what the difference is to fully water all of this. I don't know. It might be kind of dry right now, and that might be the reason why it took so much water to get it back up and running. That one's covered with a twig right now. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It has been it's been raining pretty frequently, so I would assume the soil is pretty damp right now. I mean, back before irrigation, that's how they used to handle it, is they would either put it into like a delta zone, or B, they would just count on the rainfall every year, and they would harvest after monsoon or whatever, or I guess they would I wouldn't talk about that too much, but they would do the rice paddies, so it would be the terrace farming, and then they'd wait for monsoon season or whatever, and that would flood it all out, and it should be good from there. But I don't know. We're in Kentucky. I don't know how much of a monsoon season we're going to get in Kentucky. Let's go after, I'm sure the Kentuckians out there can be like, none. That is the amount. I'm going to keep the can of tuna closed for right now, I think. What should we do right now? Oh, no, it's still got some water in there. All right. Well, let's water the carrots, too. So there we go. Carrots watered. Carrots watered. That carrot has now been watered. Hopefully, walking on it doesn't hurt it. Well, it looks like a pot of water actually gets the job done fairly well. We'll just get everything around the periphery right here. It looks like we're a little bit thirsty. I'm glad that by default, they don't drink out of the shitty water. That's actually pretty good. I like that very, very much. Let's water that up to full. And it's a little bit tedious. At this point, we're kind of getting to like the Farmville portion of the game. And so some people are really, really going to like this. It's going to be like, yeah, crafting and building and surviving and all of that sort of stuff. Some people are not going to be quite so enthused. I don't know exactly how the watering is working right now. But it looks like our option, over here we've got one that isn't watered. There we go. And so I must have missed like a middle layer right here or something. I don't know if it waters like an AoE or like how that works. I think it does something though. Either way, how frequently do these need to be watered? I'd like a little bit of maybe visual feedback when it's flooded or like when it's working properly. I don't know. Not something I'm super familiar with. If we've still got water left, can we water this soil too, or does the soil actually have to have seed in it? The soil has to have seed, so I guess we could start with strawberry, although in my experience I think strawberry is a pretty thirsty plant. I don't know. I'll throw it in right here. We'll throw in some strawberry on this side. But we need to get self-sufficient. How long does it take a strawberry plant to grow? Like 5-6 weeks maybe? I don't know. My family doesn't farm. I have no idea like how long this would take. And I've never actually raised a garden either. I think I grew like alfalfa and some random stuff one time just on a whim because I was kind of bored. But that was about it. So let's put the bad water in there. Let's get our good water back real fast. And our good water... Probably, oop, that's the wrong cabinet. We'll jump up in here. Close the door, man. There we go. We'll close the door real fast. And then we'll grab one of these guys. 2 of these guys. Still got some strawberry seeds, but we'll leave that for the morning. We will reap what we sow. What is that? That's creeping me out. I don't like that at all. Let's sleep for a little while, shall we? 9 hours should get us into the morning, I hope. We're a little bit hungry right now. Is this Band-Aid ever going to go away? Or I'm sorry, is this ever going to go away right here? Is it still on us? We're still burned. Alright, keep cleaning it, I guess. We'll dump some water on it, and then after that, after cleaning it, we'll go through and we'll throw a Band-Aid on it real fast. We haven't cleaned it in a couple days, so I don't want it to get out of control and just sort of like rot off of our body. Be like, hey, my name is Splattercat, and this is my debilitating, disgusting wound. Do you want to be friends? You want to lick it? Look. See, isn't it awesome? Look how it's got that green, like, layer on it right there that sort of, like, peels back when we pull off the bandage. I know, right? Isn't that awesome? Anyways, we'll fill our water bottle real fast. And now that that's filled, what can we do? A couple temptations here. A couple of temptations. Yeah, I wish I knew how the water was. It looks like it needs to be watered like every day. I don't know what the difference between full and 5 is. Does it water for 5 days or 5 units of time, or how exactly does that work? I would definitely like this system to be a little bit more fleshed out, where visually you could maybe see the water in between the layers so that you would know how frequently you needed to water it maybe, or something. I don't know. I just don't know. Let's try fishing again. That's the other thing that I wanted to get done today. And so if we don't get there in time, we'll resume with it in the next episode. But for right now, so we have a fishing tackle right there. I know I have a bunch of worms up inside of here, so let me grab some worms. The kitten is sitting on my lap while I play the game right now. He's actually sort of like shifting around. He gassed out quick today. I lucked out. Sometimes it takes him like all day to just get tired so that I can actually sit down and record. It's like having a small child. I don't know what else to say about it. I had made a joke about he's such a baby in front of my mom, and my mom was like, he is a baby. He's a baby cat. I was like, yeah, that is true, I guess. I guess you sort of underestimate how little a little 8-week-old animal is. And technically, he's 6 weeks. I took him to the vet, and the vet said that the lady gave him to me too early. He's 6 weeks old. He's potty trained and everything, and he actually can eat food, but he's real little. He needs a lot of hand-holding. Like, it's all day, every day. You got to be a dad, you know what I mean? It's weird. Like, I've never had a small animal of my own before that I just had to, like, sit and babysit all day, every day. And, like, when it cries, I've got to take it to the food bowl. When it cries, I got to take it to the litter box. It's like, ugh. He's still staggery. He doesn't walk very well on his own. It's just like, oh, man. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. But I love the little guy. He's cool to have around, and so hopefully he gets big. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I think he's going to be a small cat, actually. His paws are not that large. Typically, the way that I tell when it comes to little animals, whether or not they're going to be large and whether they're going to be in charge or not, is like how big are their feet. That tends to be a pretty good barometer for how large the animal is going to be. For example, my other cat had enormous feet when he was little. At least I assume he did. I didn't have him when he was a kitten. I got him when he was like 6 or 7 years old. But he's an enormous-ass 25-pound like Maine Coon with long fur. He's just enormous. And so I assume anyways that his paws must have been like just little, I don't know, saucers or something underneath his legs. More zombies back over here, huh? Alright, we'll equip the bat. We'll clear out the beach a little bit better. Yep. You heard me. This is my beach. You better stay away from my beach and pay what you owe. Yep. You spend time with my beach, you gotta pay for the I gotta pay for the privilege. Ugh, they're not going down either. Ooh. That one was close. Did that count? How's the bat looking? The bat's doing okay. If I could get one of them here, this would be great. I'm going to play Whack-A-Zed. Ah, it didn't work. I was hoping that whacking that one would keep him down. I don't know if either of those... I think those are both dead right now. So let's finish him off. Alright. So who likes to precede the comforting sport of fishing? By doing a whole bunch of stressful murder? Splattercat. That's who. That's who likes to do it. It's-a me. Let's go back with the fishing rod. We'll equip that as a primary. I've got the pot of water over here. No, do not pour into water bottle. So fishing. There we go. Oh, we don't even need to have it equipped. Cool. So now do we just like wait until we catch a fish? Or do we have to have skills at this too? I bet we have to have the skills to pay the bills and get the gills. I bet you anything. Ah, well. Might as well get started. I don't know how much XP we're going to get for this either, but at least it's a skill. Oh, good. We got another skill point right there. So what did that do for us? Let me guess. It gave us like 1 XP, or do you only get XP when you're successful? Alright, we'll throw it back out. Can you bait the hook anyway? You can eat the worms, but I don't know if you can bait the hooks or whatever. Huh. Alright. Come on, little green meter. Exhilarate me with your action-filled gameplay. How do you know when you caught something? Oh, it is equipped. Never mind. When did I equip that? There's so many Zeds around that I'm afraid to go into fast forward mode. Let's focus on clearing out the beach a little bit better. We got like 1 minute left. And so if I can kill like the rest of these zombies all over the place, then we can go into fast forward mode, which actually will make this whole process go a little bit easier. I think I got both of those right there. We are getting pretty good with this bat. All things considered, we're taking out Zed's quick style with it nowadays. Hey, there's a magazine right there. I'll take that. It's better than nothing. It'll clear up some boredom. Alright. And then I think there was one up here that I didn't know. There's two. So I'm going to break the episode off right here. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Project Zomboid. I'm glad you all decided to stop by. I think this is probably going to be a one-off series from now on. It sort of depends. God, we got the one-shot on both of those. It sort of depends on like how... There's not a whole lot of really, really bang-up explosive things left to do in the game. And so from here on out, we're just going to be building, fishing, and pretty much surviving. We've gotten to the self-subsistence point that we needed to be at, and now we're just coasting this whole thing out. So anyways, I hope you're all interested in the series still. We will kind of play sporadically. I don't know how frequently we're going to continue playing, but it'll probably go up every few days or something like that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of things on the horizon, and I'd like to play around with all of them. See you later. How do, everybody?